everybody. I'm back with another react. So I've been busy today. As you guys can see, I posted a react to Foodie. Then I did some tarot reacts. And now I'm on to Foodie again because she's done two lives. She finished up one. She's on another one right now where she is feeling sad. And do I think that the sad is 100% real? No, I actually don't. I think that her sadness is a bit put on because a lot of people in her comments, in her live chats, on Twitter, the reactors, and yes, she's been paying attention to the reaction channels just to maybe gauge what they are saying. A lot of people have said, it is kind of weird, Chantal, that you're married to Salah. This person is your husband, and you're not acting the least bit sad over the idea of leaving him and going home to Canada. So a lot of people are going, something don't smell right. Something's weird about this. Is she really leaving? Is she really going to Canada? We don't know. But it just seems awfully weird that a supposedly married woman who loves her husband so very, very much, to the point that she calls him her handsomest man and sings songs to him, isn't shedding a tear. So, what is she doing in this live I'm about to react to? Oh, she's crying. And it kind of reminds me of Amberlynn Reed when she cries, just the fake put on tears, the show of fake emotion and grumbling about family members. And then she went to dinner with them and the culture and all this. So we're going to get into it as well as the Twitter peeps that I've collected. So how do we just jump into it? I've got stuff that I've got to do until late tonight, but I got time for one more react and this is it. So you guys know what time it is. It is time for the Twitter peeps. All right, we got some peeps to go over, and there's not that many, but we're still going to include them. So for those of you that are on Twitter that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that you really don't care for Twitter at all, that's why I do the peeps. That way you guys can peek in to see what's going on and what's being said and by who, and you don't have to actually be there. So I'm starting out this Twitter peeps with this. Dessert Diary, smash or pass. Y'all look at this cake, this lovely specimen of a cake. What is this? I must have it. Smash or pass, I would smash through that cake. My stomach is looking at this cake right now and saying, get in me. You must be, get in my belly. I must have it. What is it? It looks like chocolate cake with, is it strawberry ganache? Some kind of strawberry filling? Oh, I would just, my mouth is already falling in love with this cake from afar. I must have it. Somebody, please make this cake for me and send it to me. All right. All right. On to Miss Anthropope Lulu, who says he wants a second beautiful wife and she's losing her crap. And she's pulled the fundraiser because she's afraid it'll be successful and she ain't leaving. Final answer. I agree with you. I think she did the fundraiser. She had the impulse and the whim of, I want to go home to Canada. I miss the food. I can do my Foodie content over there. My Foodies would love it. But now that she's been around the family and the family is essentially pushing her out and saying, we want Salah to have a second wife and be part of the community and have his own family. Now she's having regrets about it all. So pay attention to that, Beezers. Those of you that donated money because you were under the impression that Foodie was actually going to leave, what do you think right now? Do you think she's honestly going to leave? She's not gotten on the plane yet. She's got the money in pocket, at least part of it because of PayPal, but it feels like she's getting cold feet about the idea of leaving. Moonbeam Moonswine says it's beginning to look a lot like Griftmas. Let's watch the clip.
I want to spend a bit more time here until I'm ready to go to Canada. But, like, to live here.
Let me just turn that up a little bit because I feel like the volume was down a bit and I apologize for that. I'll boost it up a bit. Sorry about that. I just realized that the clip is a bit low. Let's try that again.
I want to spend a bit more time here until I'm ready to go to Canada.
You're never going to be ready to go home to Canada. You said outright from your own mouth, Foodie, you said, I don't want to go home to Canada. I don't want to live there. It's too expensive. Your words, it's too expensive. You don't want to go home and pay $1,000 in rent or 1,500 or 2,000 or whatever the rent may be. You don't want to throw down a security deposit or first and last month's rent because that's what you normally have to do over here in the Western world when you get a place to live, unless you find someone who's nice and they say, screw a bunch of that, just move in. But you don't want to go through the process of paying all the expenses to go home. Also, you don't want to go home and be all by yourself. You want to carry on this illusion of being a married woman to a man who allegedly cares about you, who really doesn't care about you. He cares about what you give him. You don't want to go home and have the whole window dressing change in an instant. And you don't want girl world throwing egg on your face. Here, let me bring you up to speed. You've been getting egg on your face for 3 years. So what's a little more? Okay, it's going to happen. There's no way to stop it. There's no way to hold it down. There's no way to slow it down. You might as well just go home and get it over with.
But, like, to live here. I want to spend a bit more time here until I'm ready to go to Canada.
But when are you going to be ready though? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for enough money that when you go to Canada, you can move into a mansion, fully furnished, a Corvette or something in the driveway? Are you waiting for the luxury life? Well, guess what? It ain't going to happen. You're not making that kind of money. Sorry. And you're not going to make decent money until you come back and you've got good internet, you've got a private space to do what you need to do, to say what you want to say. It's not going to happen in Syria. So why just stay over there waiting for something that's never going to come to you?
But, like, to live here.
You're not going to live there though. You are not a citizen of Syria. You are not a native citizen. You are a tourist. You are supposed to go over there, look around, take some pictures, eat a little bit of food, and then leave. You were not supposed to live there, Foodie. You've been sneaky and living there when you're not supposed to, and you gotta leave at some point. Mean Kitten says Foodie Beauty confirms Salah is wanting a second wife. She said, quote, I can't imagine another woman living here. Well, you don't have to imagine. It sounds like it's going to happen whether you want it or not. It's going to happen. Okay? You can't stop what's about to happen. You got one choice, Foodie. Either you're going to stay there and deal with it or leave and don't. You can't stop him from what he wants to do. And it sounds like he wants a second wife living in the house, holding it down, maybe having some kids, being the real wife. And the best you can hope for is being the second or third wife, acting as the ATM, funding the family. But you'll never get the love that you've always wanted from him because he never had it to give you. He never felt that way towards you. All the time that you spent around him, he never fell in love with you. It's been 3 years. If the love has not shown up at your doorstep by now, it ain't arriving. Okay, just accept it. Julie says you get paid from YouTube at the end of the month sooner than your 1 month goal on PayPal grift. Pay for your own stuff. You've been able to do how many visa runs, including trips to Canada on your own dime? This is all a scam. So this is the community post. Chantal talked about deleting her PayPal fundraiser. We already went over that earlier. But Julie is right. All the previous trips, Foodie was able to afford those, and she always had a plane ticket. Why? Because as a tourist, when she goes to another country, it's required that she has to purchase a plane ticket in order to be accepted for the visa. So, Beezers, she already has a plane ticket. Let me say that one more time for the people in the front, the middle, and the back who didn't hear it the first time. She's already got a plane ticket. It's already been bought. It was bought a long time ago. She doesn't need a plane ticket to go home. So if she's going to you guys and saying, I need money for a plane ticket, that's a bunch of hogwash. And I've got a tweet right here in my feed that will back that up. And we'll get to that in a minute. Foop Olympics says, babe, all the women online are trying to go for you now that you know what's going on. Why didn't she say it? Because she was going to spill too much tea if she did say it. But let's watch the clip.
Babe, all the women online are trying to go for you. Babe, all the tree ladies want you now that you know what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on? Why can't you say it? Why didn't you finish the sentence? That person who was in my chat once with the handle Chantal's unfinished sentences, please come back. I love seeing that handle in my chat. It was so hilarious and it was so true. That's why I laughed for 10 minutes. But Chantal's unfinished sentences. But why couldn't she say, now that we're getting separated or now that we're getting divorced, why didn't she finish the sentence? Is it because it's all a grift? I wonder. I just wonder. Now, for those people that I was addressing in the front, the middle, and the back, the Beezers who might be over here snooping around or just looking around because they might be curious and looking information. Here's some information for you. You want some receipts? I'm about to give you one courtesy of Fondue Spiteful Beach. Foodie Beauty, just so everyone is aware, she never needed money for a plane ticket home. She had to have one as condition of visa entry into Beirut originally. Every money received is for F around money. She scammed everyone again. So here's the receipt. Here we go. AI overview. Yes, a visitor married to a Syrian citizen needs a return or onward ticket to enter Lebanon, as this is a general requirement for visitors, including those eligible for visa on arrival. The specific conditions, such as holding an official marriage certificate and having a valid passport, are necessary but do not exempt you from the round trip ticket requirement. Requirements for entry: return onward ticket. All visitors to Lebanon are generally required to have a non-refundable return or onward ticket. Valid passport. Your passport must be valid for at least 3 months beyond your intended stay and have at least 2 blank pages. Marriage proof. You must have an official marriage certificate to prove your relationship with the Lebanese national. Address in Lebanon. You need a hotel reservation or a clear residency address in Lebanon. No Israeli stamps. Your passport should not contain any Israeli stamps, visas, or seals. Important notes. Check-in. You may be asked to show your return ticket at the check-in counter at your origin airport. There we have it. There we have it. And it goes on to the Lebanese passports and visas. So she's got a plane ticket, Beezers. It was the same deal in Kuwait. When she was visiting Kuwait, same deal. In order for her to go to Kuwait, she had to have a return ticket back home in order to be admitted into Kuwait. Otherwise, they would not have let her in. She had to purchase 2 tickets. One ticket to get to said destination, another ticket to leave said destination at a certain time period. So if she's over there saying, I don't have a return ticket home, that's a bunch of horse crap. Severe horse crap. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, fat Lisa Richards can't even fake the tears. Only your 5 dumb beaters believe this. And you already had a ticket. Yep, sure did. She's lying to your faces over there if she says she does not have a return ticket. All right, so now we've got that out of the way. Now that you Beezers know, She's got a return ticket. Don't let her lie to you. Let's go on to the live stream. And I'm starting a few minutes in because A, I got things to do. B, there's really no reason to show the first few minutes. She's just saying hi to people. So she's about to get upset. She started off this stream being cheerful, and we're going to switch the mood to sad fishing. So let's get started.
Hey, ACP, you think low battery can do it? No lagging. Hey, Fernanda C. What's up, dog? Thank you. So, one and only Foodie. We got invited to a dinner, so I went to dinner. Then we went to like a park hangout area.
Does anybody find that weird? I mean, I know that people over in the Middle East are all about community, but I would just find it odd that if she and he are splitting up, they're separating. Why would the family invite her out to dinner? Is it just to be friendly, to be nice?
And yeah, had some treats. Stuff like I did reset the router. Am I lagging again? Yes, I like amicable separation as well.
Lies.
But it is hard, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously.
Let me tell you what Foodie wants. She's doing this amicable split. But what she really wants is she wants an emotional reaction to the split. She wants Salah to be as upset as she is. She wants him crying. She wants him just flooding the living room floor with tears. I'm going to miss you, Foodie. You meant so much to me. I'm so much in love with you, and it's breaking my heart to let you go. She wants that validation. She wants that emotional response. She wants to know that he's got a broken heart the way that she's got a broken heart. She's looking for that in him. She's desperately looking for it, and she's not going to get it. If he were having this emotional outburst or response, it would make her feel better. It would make her feel, well, I wasn't all the way used. He actually did care about me. But she's not getting that response, and that confirms, yeah, he did use you.
Because we're not separating because we don't love each other. It's because, you know, I'm very conflicted. Like I wanted to come on here and talk about my feelings, but I don't want to talk if it's going to lag. I don't need to do a visa run here. Thanks, time spoken.
Do you beezers, are you picking up what I'm picking up right now? When she was grifting you guys for money, when there was a fundraiser going on, she was as sweet as pie, wasn't she? She was on her best behavior when she wanted that money out of you. She was so incredibly cheerful. And now that she's not grifting you for money, look how her mood has shifted. Look how it shifted all the way around.
He can infinitely renew my visa. I don't have to leave. And furthermore, I wouldn't have to do a visa run until like November.
See, now that she's got the money out of people, she feels free to just be a complete jerk.
Just talk fast. Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, Nubby, it's, you know. Thank you, Megan. He's not planning on remarrying anybody, but I mean, obviously, if we separate, like, why would he just stay single? You know, like
Chantal, if you're separating from Chantal and the separation is going to lead to divorce, it's over. Like the moment that somebody looks at you and says, I want to be away from you, I think it'd be best if we are away from each other. And they say, we're separating now, but we're divorcing later. It's done. And you have nothing to say about who they are with or who they want to be with afterwards. Like whatever there was between you, it's done. And you shouldn't concern yourself with what happens afterwards.
Like that would be dumb. But not built for this environment, yeah.
Nope.
Like so I have mixed feelings and I'm still moving. I'm not changing my mind because like yeah, I'm just not built to stay here permanently. What's great? Hey Amber Chick. It's not about making up because we were never fighting. Like um he and I, like, we're good, and if anything we're more affectionate with each other knowing that we're going to be separating. It's weird.
I'm sure he feels a sense of relief that you're leaving soon. At some point that it's over and you're leaving. I'm sure he feels immensely relieved that you and the 1,000-pound weight of all the burdens and all the problems that you bring to him, it's going to be off his shoulders eventually. Maybe that's why he's being nicer to you, because all that pressure is going to go away soon and he knows it. He's anticipating it's all going to end. It has to end. Now that the separation is here, it's a done deal. He's not going to be putting up with you much longer.
It's like not something we really want to do.
Oh yeah, he wants to do it. You don't want to do it. I know he wants to.
But I feel like I have to,
Yeah, you do.
No, I'm gonna move there. Yes, we were leaving Kuwait, like it was in the works. So I don't need his permission to leave. Just different cultures. You're a Western lady. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Amber. I'm handling it well. Yesterday I was, but now I'm not. I'm not that good. Yeah, I had a really nice time with him tonight, and
Why do I have a feeling that there's a bit of emotional manipulation going on? Like maybe her and Salah had a conversation. Maybe they had a fight. And she thought, I'm going to try different approaches to the situation. First, I'm going to appear as if I'm being cool. I'm going to handle things amicably. Like just be calm and collected about it and sensible headed. And maybe that will win me some points with Salah. Maybe he might show me some affection. Maybe he might reconsider being with me. But when he was all in agreement with what was going on, in her mind, maybe she thought, well, that didn't work. So I'm going to get all kinds of emotional and grumpy about it. Because he's not fighting against it. He's not fighting for her. He's not arguing with her. He's not saying, no, please don't leave. He's not holding her back. And that's what she wants. She wants him to hold her back and plead and beg and get under her control and get under her thumb. And that's not gonna happen.
we went to a gathering, and it was like the women. I was with a lot of women, some family members, and they were telling me that they know. Apparently, there's like a couple family members in the family that. What do you do? What do you do?
And this is a prime example of Chantal's unfinished sentences. She couldn't finish the sentence without doing the baby talk at the cat.
They, there's just like a lot of. I don't feel like I fit into the culture because
You don't. you really don't fit in. And a lot of that has to do with you. You don't try to fit in. You've not tried to learn the language. You're not trying to be part of the community. You are not helpful. Even around the house, you're not pitching in. You're not cleaning. You're not cooking. You are not being a helpful person. You expect people to move around you and do things for you. You want to stay on the outside of a circle and benefit from the circle, but yet not be part of the circle. You're not wanting to be part of anything. You're not trying to be part of anything. Hence the reason why you're an outsider, because that is the energy that you're putting out to people.
Because like I'm just not like traditional, but they made me feel a bit better because like I talked about my insecurities about like being older, not having children, and there was one lady that was there. She's so nice. She has a really good career. She's never married, never had kids, just never wanted to. And then there's her sister who is the second wife. And I'm not going to lie, like I've actually thought about that before. And I'm like, what could I live with another woman being intimate with my husband? Like, no, why would I put myself through that when there's
Listen, hypocrite, have you forgotten your past? It, all that eating and all of those party favors must have put holes in your brain. Not too long ago, you were involved with Dee Dee and Natter. Yeah, I said their names. And I'll say it again, Dee Dee and Natter. You wanted Natter all to yourself, and you couldn't get him all to yourself because he wanted to be involved with Dee Dee. And he and Dee Dee, they like to do the swinger thing. That's just what their jam is. But you were so thirsty to be with Natter that on more than one occasion, yes, more than one, y'all, for those who weren't around, more than one, participated in a three-way situation with those two. Imagine the two people that she swears she hates. She did the most intimate of things with those people. She didn't like it. It didn't turn her on, but she did it twice, at least twice. But imagine her criticizing people in another country with another culture, criticizing having more than one wife when she, at one point, was involved with Dee Dee and Natter actively.
there's like a million other dudes in the sea? Like, no, like, why would I, It's not like culturally, like I'm not downing it because that's so normal for them. And for
You're not downing it, and yet you are downing it. And yet, have you sat down to talk to anyone there and say, I'm from the Western world, that this is not part of my culture. Can you please explain your culture to me? Like, is there a purpose to having more than one wife? Is explain this to me from your point of view. Can you give me some insight? I would really appreciate the insight because I don't want to judge. I would like to understand. Have you done that? It doesn't sound like you've done that. It sounds like you're judging.
for me, like I could never in a million years, never. No, not her sister. It's no, her sister is married and
And Chantal, I think it's rather rude that you went to a dinner or a gathering with people and here you are talking about other people's business on YouTube. Like, that's just bad manners.
she's the second wife to somebody else. Like there's another person, not in the family. It's not my culture, I know. But my husband is in that culture.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, he was in that culture when you met him. And it's been 3 years and you've known it all along. And now you got a problem with it?
That's the whole problem. And then I get mad. I
That's her internet, y'all, not mine.
Not everybody in family we hang out with are so welcoming and so loving and so never talk personal about that. But there's people who I feel like he's pressured to, like, he's like, most people in my family want me to have kids and blah 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 blah. And it's like,
She's afraid of losing control. She feels comfortable as long as it's her and Salah. She felt comfortable in Kuwait because she could keep him under her thumb. And he was in Kuwait. I don't know who he was hanging out with, but there was not as much in the way of community influence in Kuwait as there is in Syria, because he's Syrian. Now he's in Syria and he's going out into the community. He's doing things, he's talking to people, and she's afraid of conversations, interactions, community influence. Maybe that Salah might see people doing certain things around him, and he might start doing those things too. He's got family around him. All of these things threaten her sense of control over him. She no longer has control, and she knows it. She doesn't want to fully admit it to herself, but she lost control a long time ago. When everything blew up in Kuwait, and then he came to Syria, and then she decided to follow him to Syria, her game of control was over. And now she's in Syria, and there's this perceived threat of he's surrounded by people, people are talking to him, and she's so afraid that he might get a second wife and boot her out.
and then I get mad and defensive and I say things I shouldn't say, like, well, women are not just baby make machines. There's a lot more to a woman than, so you sent me an email. Oh, okay, I'll check after.
I'm going to say something really, really rude. Sorry, Foodie, but it's just sometimes you got to say things, and no matter how you say it, it's going to get rude. Look, you are not in the best of health. You are not just obese, but super, 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 super morbidly obese, to the point where it affects your health, your mobility. You can't do much. You don't want to clean the house. You don't want to do the laundry. You have trouble cleaning yourself. I'm sure getting physical with you would be quite strenuous, to put it lightly. Like what can you do that's beneficial for yourself or for him? Not much. If Salah is a younger man, he may want to have some sexy fun time with a woman. And if he's not attracted to you, or you can't make him happy that way, he needs somebody around to do it. I mean, what exactly about you is supposed to be satisfactory for him? If he's got needs and you're not satisfying all of his needs or half of his needs, he's going to, of course, going to be seeking out other people.
Sure, I'm sorry I was out all day, so. Yeah, grimace, right? He knew this going in, yeah. I don't want kids. Even if I could, no. I was picturing, like, you know how you picture your future? I could never picture it. I just can't. But I had fun with the kids that were there today, actually. I'm getting more used to kids. Um,
I could easily see her going back to Canada if she did make her way back there. And the entire time that she's in Canada, rather than her focusing on her own life and just getting herself straight and setting up her own place and just getting started with her channel, her emotionally and mentally just getting caught up in thinking, what's Salah doing? Who is he talking to? Is he married yet? Does he have a family? Like, because there's some part of her brain that is hyper focused on maintaining control, and she hates losing control. And I'm sure it's not going to sit well with her if she's in Canada alone and thinking about the possibility that Salah is with another woman, married to another woman, having kids with another woman, being married and happy, and having the kind of relationship that she could only dream of. She's going to be a happiness hater. And there's a high probability that if she went to Canada, that just to keep him from being happy, she would, on an impulse, maybe fly back to Syria, and try to get back in his life again.
It's great. Thanks, Tracy. Like, I want to throw up right now. I just want to throw up. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I've been through so much,
Oh boy, here we go. Fake tears incoming.
It's like when you love somebody and you don't want to give up, but you know that there's like no choice. Because like you just can't. Like I don't know. Like I can't force myself.
Chantal, you are one of those people that you have the point of view of, I don't want it, but at the same time, I don't want anybody else to have it. You are selfish like that. That if there's someone or something that you don't want it, you'll hang on to it anyway just to make sure nobody else gets their hands on it. You could have the most toxic, negative, ugly thing in the world in your hand. You could look at it and say, this is grotesque. I don't like it. But if somebody else comes along and says, hey, you going to let that go? You'd hang on to it just because somebody else is expressing interest in it. Because in your mind, when something touches your fingers, it belongs to you and no one but you.
Anymore. I want to spend a bit more time here until I'm ready to go to Canada.
You'll never be ready. Like there's just you're putting your feet in the mud. You'll never be ready. You don't want to go back. You've said it out of your own mouth. I don't want to go back. It's too expensive. I will be all alone. I don't like the idea. You don't want to go back.
But like to live here, there's just like, I feel like there's so much I have to do with my life and I can't do that being stuck and not being true to who I am.
Chantal, stop saying that. I can't be true to who I am. Girl, you haven't been true to who you are in the last 8 years. Every time you get with a dude, you change personalities like a chameleon changes colors. I don't think you know who you are. I don't think you have any idea. Anybody could go back to your content over the years. Every time you get with a guy, you change the way you dress. You change the way you talk. The guy that you're with, whatever they like, you like. Whatever they hate, you hate. You become like a borrowing shadow off of their personality, and you add it to your personality just so they will accept you and like you and let you be around them. You're a borrower, but you've not been true to yourself in a long, long time. I got to be true to myself. Do you know who that is? I don't think you do. I think if you went home to Canada, you would immediately look for a man to latch onto right away.
Oh.
Stop the fake tears. Nobody's impressed.
And I know people like think that we don't really love each other.
You don't.
We have a sham marriage and you're all fucking wrong.
No, not.
I do really love him, but
you love the idea of him. You were playing out a fantasy with him. You're playing house. Chantal, I will die on this hill. I think I don't know exactly what happened in your life. I don't know what went down. But I think something snapped in you one night. So some kind of snap happened, y'all. Where she just, maybe she got some news about her health or her life or something, and she just immediately got in her head, I'm going to go on a quest to find a man, to find a partner. And she found Natter. She took her hands off the steering wheel with that one and let the car drive itself, and it drove right into a wall. But I think after Natter, she got it in her head, I want to know before I die, what's it like to be in a relationship? What's it like to have a husband? What's it like to be married? She knew that her being the way that she was, she would never experience real love or a real marriage, because that would mean she would have to commit to herself, that she would have to bring herself up and improve herself. And that's a lot of work for someone like Chantal. She wanted to stay exactly as she was with no improvement and still be married. So the best she could do was, just as she said she would accept fake love, well, she made up a fake marriage for YouTube, for a story arc, for content. She found Salah. She said, hey, will you pretend to be my husband? I'll give you a monthly stipend. We'll draw up a contract. And he said, sure, as long as I really don't have to touch you, that we're really not involved. And so that was the agreement. And then later, she wanted to add some stuff to the contract, some sub clauses of, after a certain time period, he was supposed to fall in love with her. That's what she was hoping for, but it never happened. She's been waiting for 3 years. It hasn't happened yet. It's not going to happen. And it sounds like he's ready to push her out of the relationship, this fake relationship. He's done. He wants to be off the script. He wants to be off the cast and do his own thing. Her YouTube channel is her deal, not his. It's not for him. He's not meant for YouTube. She lives completely on YouTube, and he's got a life off of YouTube, and that is where they're clashing.
And I care about him. But just like the thought of moving on.
She's afraid of change. She's afraid of changing the window dressing. Like right now, the window dressing is she's a married woman living in Syria with her husband. She goes back to Canada. The window dressing has to be torn down and a new one put up. And she's not even sure what she's going to put up in the window, how she's going to present herself on YouTube, what successful, happy picture she's going to come up with. And it scares the crap out of her, changing that window dressing that's been up for 3 years.
And someone else eventually moving in pisses me off.
But I thought it was amicable, right? Isn't that what you said? You and Salah were splitting up. You realized that you have irreconcilable differences. You're different people. It's about culture. It's about the way he wants to live versus the way you want to live. So according to you, you are understanding to the fact that you are different people, and you understand the importance of moving on. So if you really care about somebody and you're saying to them, I want you to be happy as much as I want to be happy, if taking a second wife or getting married to somebody or moving somebody in, if that's what makes you happy, I want that for you. If that makes you complete and satisfied, I want that for you. If you're truly unselfish, that's what you would want. It would not tick you off. It would not make you this upset, especially if the marriage is fake and it's phony and it's just been a contract. You should not be crying right now. It was a business agreement. The agreement is over. The contract is torn up and it's time to go home.
Anyway, I have enough for a ticket to Canada. Yes.
I have enough for a ticket to Canada. I'm going to bring this up one more time just because I can. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm just going to leave that there. A visitor married to a Syrian citizen needs a return or onward ticket to enter Lebanon. Take a screenshot of that, Beezers, if you want to, and hold on to it. This is proof that Foodie lies. That's why all of us who are girl world, we're always saying, you hear us say on our channels, rule number one. And what is rule number one? Chantal lies. Rule number two is she tells on herself. You wait long enough, she tells on herself. She tells so many lies, she can't keep track of them, and then she tells on herself, especially when she gets mad. Ooh, she tells on herself when she gets mad. But she told you guys a lie today in the live stream. I got enough for a return ticket. She's already got one. To get a visitor or a tourist visa, you need a return ticket, or the country you're trying to get into is going to say, nope, you can't come in. We want to make sure you can go home. But keep lying, Foodie.
And maybe a little bit more. It depends how much the ticket is. But I'm not going until I'm completely have enough to go.
How much is that?
Write out pros or cons and look at it every day. I know.
And she's over there asking people for $10,000, but she's not giving you guys a defined list of why she needs that much money. If she's asking for that much money, don't those of you that have donated or you might want to donate, don't you deserve to see where the money's going to be going? Like for sure, 100%. Don't you need proof of why she needs that much? Proof that she talked to a landlord and she's got maybe a lease agreement that she's working on and negotiations with? Proof of a down payment, proof of first and last month's rent, total cost, proof of pet deposit? If she's asking for other people's money, then other people have the right to say, we want to see proof that you actually need that much and where it's going to be spent.
That's what I have to do, Carefree. It's true because, yeah, Friskas. Oh. Is he fighting for you? Yeah, like he's doesn't want me to go. And being like, the longer I'm here, the more we're like affectionate. It's hard.
He was never affectionate to you. You're lying again. Didn't you tell us not too long ago that he never spends time with you? He's out all the time. Now all of a sudden he's affectionate. Pick a lane, Foodie.
So, more restricted. Yeah, it's very restrictive being. I like. Yeah. I mean, you guys know it's true, right? You know. Like, just looking from the outside in. Thanks, B.
And Liv says, and this is why we are afraid to give you the money, because you're already changing your mind. Thank you. Thank you. If you're someone over in Chantal's audience and she's like, I'm going home, wait a couple of days. Just wait. Be patient. Before you start throwing money at her, wait. Just wait 48 hours and see what happens, because this is usually what happens.
No, I can't even look at another man. So, yeah, I had more independence, like driving around for sure and stuff like that. But thanks, Liz. He wants a traditional Muslim life and don't want to be a traditional. Yeah.
Booker. Booker.
Hi, Just Beauty. Hey, Bear. Yeah, Shay. No, I couldn't drive, Katie. It's insane. Always jump to the end game. Hey, we're Barbie. Yeah, I don't know, Neil. I mean, Salah likes it here because I wonder he has all his.
You know what? If I were one of the people that gave Chantal money during the fundraiser, I'd be asking for a chargeback right about now. Hearing her being all flip floppy and I'm having second thoughts and I'd be so mad if he's with somebody and I'd be asking for a chargeback right now because she's doing the teeter totter game.
Family, you know. No, Tracy, he would never. Every day I say that, like, are you gonna have another wife and kid? And he's like, I'm not even thinking of that. But when we were in,
You know what? He's going to say what he wants you to hear, what you want to hear. If he's been around you for 3 years, he knows how you are, Foodie. He knows that you're insecure and jealous, and the idea of another woman being within 5 feet of him will send you into a rage, will make you have a tantrum. You're someone that your job around him is to give him money. He takes that money and he gives it to family members. He takes care of himself. Like he's dependent on the money right now. So it's important to keep you happy and to keep you from getting angry to the point where you leave. So if you start getting snippy and snappy and asking about other women, he's going to tell you the right answer. No, I'm not thinking about another woman. I'm not thinking about having a family. I don't want kids, because that's the right answer for someone as insecure and jealous as you. If he told you the real answer of, yeah, I want kids and I want another wife, I'd like to have another one, you would lose your mind. Your brain would explode and you would pack your bag and you'd be going, and then all the money you're giving him would stop. So he's thinking about himself. And he knows the importance of words and not saying certain words and saying other words in place of them.
Kuwait, there came a point where, you know, he wanted to, like, like, because, like, deep down I didn't want to admit this to everybody, but I want to, like, go home eventually, and I wanted him to come with me. Hey, Michaela.
Chantal, you've known from the very beginning you could never take Salah home with you to live. You knew that before this whole thing started. You knew about your bankruptcies. You knew how much you owed, and you were not being proactive in paying them off. You kept effing off, and I think you purposely didn't pay them off just so he wouldn't be able to come home with you. You were being sadistic like that, like teasing him and edging him with, yeah, I'll take you to Canada, at the same time knowing the entire time you could not. You could not sponsor him. How could you sponsor him to Canada if you've got bankruptcies on your record which don't look good, and you don't even have a home in Canada to bring him home to, which is part of the requirement for bringing somebody over. You've got to have some place for you and the other person to live. So you've known. And you just sat there and teased him and strung him along, saying, yeah, I could take you to Canada, knowing it wasn't gonna happen. You didn't even take him there for a visit. Not even a visit, which clearly says you didn't want him getting anywhere near Canada. You want to keep him in Kuwait where you can control him. You did not want him going to Canada where he'd have too much fun with too many people. You want to keep him in Canada, in Kuwait, under your thumb.
Don't say never. I'm like, yeah, I want to see what he's gonna say, YouTube lover. Like, I want to. And then he basically just, like, now that he's here, he's so different.
Yeah. Hello. Said that was going to happen. Called that before it actually happened, didn't I? I did. When I did that reading, I said, Foodie, it's going to be different when you go to Syria to be with him. I wouldn't be doing it because the power dynamic is going to switch. I saw it. He's a different person now, ain't he? Called it, told you. You didn't want to listen. I told you outright the power dynamic is going to be flipped the other way around, that you were in control in Kuwait, but in Syria, he would be in control. And it's gone further than that, you see, because in Syria, there's a sense of community, there's a sense of belonging. He's found a place where he fits in and he belongs. He's surrounded by people. He has his family. There is strength in all of that. There is love in all of that. So he's surrounded by love and belonging and community, and you're not. And all of those things weaken your control to the point where you don't have it anymore. And that is really shaking you up because you are used to having control over the men that you give money to. But in this instance, your money don't mean nothing. You're losing your grip on him. And you're losing your grip on yourself. It's really weird. You can't control yourself. You don't want to control yourself, but you're all about controlling another person. Well, not in this case. You lost that fight.
He's more family, like he has more family. Like he has
Yep.
doesn't have that many family members in Kuwait compared to here.
Yep. He's got more family over there, and the feeling is you can't dominate him. His family is not going to allow it. If you try, they're going to get in his ear. They're going to get in his ear heavy. They're going to protect him because he's one of theirs. Family protects each other. They look out for one another. You're an outsider and you're not a very friendly one. You're trying to dominate one of their family members. Oh, heck no, they're not going to put up with that. Nope.
Hey, Vulgar. I'll be okay. I'm just emotional. Like it's harder than I thought. Like I think I was so optimistic and happy about it yesterday because I'm trying to protect myself. Like I want to feel happy. I don't want to feel sad. It pisses me off.
She's mad because he did not give her the emotional response that she wanted. She wants him broken up. She wants him confused. She wants him sad. She wants him crying into a pillow, and he ain't doing none of that. He's relieved. He's happy. He's like, it's over. Yay.
Anyway.
Hi, Booger.
Yeah.
Hold on, Chantal. For those people who love my cat, booger break. We're going to take a booger break. You do booger. Hi, baby. There's Booger Queen. Sorry you guys didn't see her during the live. She was sleeping during the daytime. She's usually up all night. Oh, are we doing it? We're doing the thing. Oh, cradle time. Hey, the baby. Hi. Hello. See, Chantal, this is what a pet bond looks like. When you have a pet and they treat you like their old favorite leather couch. They want to lay on you all the time. They're constantly by your side. They follow you from room to room. That's what a pet bond looks like. They want to curl up in your arms like a baby. Hey, the baby. There's Booger. Hi, Booger. Booger Queen. Oh, I can't do anything now that you're here. And you're purring. Look at this scratchy chin. Look at this scratchy chin. Get your little ear. I love you, but can you hold on a minute? Thank you. We're going back to Chantal while continuing the booger break. If booger will let me.
Us. Okay, if there's any reason to go back, internet. The thing is, do my job. Like I can't do my job properly here. And like, anyway, I'm selling my wedding ring. I could use the money, and
What Chantal is really trying to say is when she was in Kuwait with Salah, she could monopolize all of his time, constantly call upon him several times a day to go fetch her food. Now that he's in Syria, he's surrounded by family and community, and maybe he's outside the home doing other stuff. She can't do that anymore. She can't treat him like an assistant to go get her stuff, go get her soda, go get her ice cream, and spend time with her. She can't take up all of his time, and it's making her mad.
I'm not going to wear it if I'm not here. My job is to clean, cook. The problem is, hey, Leanne, whenever you have guests, you have to make them coffee or drinks. You have to clean your house anyways. I'm going to have to do that no matter where I am. Auction the ring? Really?
Oh.
You know? Yeah. And my channel does mean a lot to me. Hey, Pajami. You flushed your wedding ring down the toilet. I'm getting money for it. Keeps freezing. I'm like, well, if in the future, in like a year or two, you don't want to live here, maybe you can come to Canada. And he's flat out like, if you ever remove your hijab, if you ever go back to your old ways, it's over. So like for me, if he's not gonna like who I am, he's gonna be grossed out. Like I'm not myself. I'm not myself. But then I think, is being crude really all that? Should I be crude at my age?
If it's who you are, who you really are.
Yeah. The bird's nest. Am I being myself? I don't even know who I am. Like, what is me? The less likely, no. They are carefree.
You know, Chantal, if you're looking for a true sense of self, you're not going to find it or in an environment where you feel like you have to restrict yourself and you can't say what you want to say and you can't do what you want to do. And there's an influence of, I have to be a certain way to be accepted by someone. Go home and find out who you really are.
Yeah. My old self is fighting my new self. Exactly. Every effing day.
That's because there was no new self. It wasn't like you were evolving and the old self is fighting against it, it was because the new self really wasn't a self at all. It was simply a disguise that you put on that did not fit you at all. It's too restrictive. It's not who you really are. And that's why it caused a bunch of problems. That's been the problem the whole time. You're not being true to yourself. You're being something completely different, and your real self underneath is saying, this isn't natural. It's not us. It is not you. And it's not working. And it's time to let it go.
I'm temporarily okay. Like today we went out, we had a really nice time. That makes me happy. That makes me forget about things. I feel like part of the family. These people are so nice. They're always asking me, like, do you feel welcome? Do you feel happy? You're part of the family.
How sad it is, Chantal, that you're in a place, these people who are complete strangers, they're doing their best to make you feel warm and welcome. I mean, they're really trying. It sounds like they're bending over backwards. And you are not taking the invitation. You're not seeing the open door and walking through it and finding happiness being around other people and being a part of something. Sad that these people that don't know you, they don't know you as Foodie Beauty. They don't know your lore. They don't know your history. They're welcoming you, and you are passing up the opportunity to learn different things and be a part of something and be a part of the community. You are still being resistant and saying, I want to be on the outside of everything. You are isolating yourself, and you're mad about the isolation, but yet you're doing it to you. They're not doing it to you. You got the love of family and community that they want to embrace you, and you are the one saying no because you're like a petulant little girl. I want Salah all to myself. I don't want to share it with any of you. Well, family is family, and they were his family way before you showed up, and they're going to be there way after you're gone. So sit and spin and deal with it.
Finding Foodie.
There we go. Tummy Swaggin says your new self is a facade. True. It's a facade, not a new self. There's a difference.
My life is boring.
You made it that way. Who made it that way? Girl World didn't make it that way. The reactors didn't make it that way. Who decided on a boarding life? You. You. Nothing but you.
I'm more balanced. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Have fun. Yeah. I do want to have fun. What I picture is going home, Villa 2.0 with Pete, a new exciting beginning. Have you prayed to Allah?
Oh, so that's the plan? You think you're going back to the villa? Will the villa even take you with the damage that you guys did to the villa? I don't think they will. I think there were thousands of dollars in damages and they would never accept you as a tenant. You're talking dreams in the air again. And not only that, you can't go get the villa again because your name wasn't on the lease to begin with. It was Pete's. And you left him with a huge bill for damages at the villa because of what you did at the villa, smoking in the place, keep leaving it a mess, all the furniture, the damage. I'm sure his credit is wrecked and his money is wrecked. So you can't rely on him to put his name on the dotted line anymore. So, yeah, no more villa.
Yes. You won't find those people in Canada. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, Wanda. Yeah, right, William Palmer.
And look at these people in the chat. These people that call themselves her beezers, that they swear that Girl World and all the reactors were the evil ones. Look at this comment from Dr. Agathon Carva. Villa 2.0 better include wheelchairs. For those who don't know what wheelchairs are basically, that's wheelchair edibles. And wheelchair edibles are very, very strong. We're talking 1,000 milligrams. So one of her beezers is saying, well, if you get back to Canada, you better start doing large amounts of edibles and getting stoned on camera. And we're the bad ones when they're encouraging her to do party favors and get high on camera. Nice, real nice. Yeah, some of you beezers really care about her.
Villa 2.0. I don't know if I could have. That's why I need to raise money, at least or at least save like whatever I don't make.
Okay, that was a confession. What I said earlier in another react, that 10 grand, half of that money, about 5K of that would be for her party favors and party supplies. And she just pretty much confirmed it. So she doesn't need $10,000 to set herself up. Maybe 5 grand to find a place to stay, and the other 5 grand will be for party favors, dispensary visits, fast food. She wants to have a fine time on everybody else's dime. So confirm Beezer, she doesn't need $10,000 to go home. She just needs about 5. And she's already got 2. And the other 5 is that's just for F around money.
So that I can have a good start. I need to get established. Villa 2.0. I want people in my house every day. Hair plugs and jerky. Yeah. If I wanted to stay and change my mind, Salah would be happy with that. He would,
Of course he would. I'm sure he would. I mean, I have my doubts. I have my thoughts about maybe the two of you had a conversation, a serious conversation, and he came to you and said, your money's lacking. It's seriously lacking. You need to get on it. And that's why you came online and made all that money in the fundraiser. And I'm sure he's gotten part of that. Maybe that bought you some time, maybe extended your time in Syria, but you had to prove that you could still make serious money because you haven't proved that in a while and he's sick of the low paychecks. So if you just came to him and said, look, I made $800 today, then that gives him some hope that you could still make big bucks. And of course, he's going to let you stay for just a little bit longer.
So it's me that wants to leave. A payment plan for my debts, kinda, but it's kind of on hold because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. And talk about moving in with another man? No, I won't. Well, I even told him that might be the plan. So he has a bit of a different attitude when it comes to Pete because yeah. I know, Jan. That's true too. Most people just want me to go back to my old content. I'm just entertainment. I miss my old content.
She misses having fun. So Earth to Loon says, I honestly, no matter your true goal, everyone wants you a wreck as you were in the Villa days for their entertainment and not yours. If that was fun, so be it. I hope the best for you, Foodie. But she wants to have fun again, Earth. Because her doing the wheelchairs and drinking and getting drunk and acting crazy and showing off parts of her body, that is the real Foodie. She wants to be the center of attention. She wants to be controversial. She wants to be wild. She's wild. She's feral. She always has been. She feels in control and she feels good when she's the center of the attention for everybody. She wants to soak all of that attention in because she hasn't gotten it in the longest.
I jumped into the relationship because I was lonely and hurt. Yeah. And then having a husband, a protector, because he really does. I feel safe with him. He does a lot for me. He knows me. Like, he knows my needs now. He's used to my whiny ass. You know? And I know he loves me. I do love him. I care about him, but I don't know. I sabotage myself. I feel like I'm not right for him.
You're not. You are not what he needs, and he is not what you need. I don't know what you need. Actually, I do. You don't need a man in your life. You need to work on yourself. You need therapy, serious, intense therapy. You might even need inpatient. You need a serious hospital visit. You've got health concerns. You need to get yourself together and put yourself under construction before you even think about being with a man. You got to get your body straight. You got to get your head straight. You got to get your heart straight. Because if you keep those things a mess, whatever man you try to get your hands on, it's always going to end the same way. You've been avoiding the self work and the shadow work for a long time, Foodie, but it's needed. It's overdue.
Like, I make that decision for him just because he gets some people in his family who are really, traditional and like, we want you to have kids. We want you to have kids. Like, it's the only thing in life or what?
Chantal, if you had the ability to have children, and you were around female family members that were around Salah and they were saying to him, when are you going to have kids? You would not be so offended or angry or ticked off with them talking like that because, you would have the ability to give children. And so the possibility could be that you could give him children, but you know that you can't give him children. So, of course, the female family members are going to him and saying, when are you going to have children? He's in his 30s. And I guess perhaps in the culture, it's expected that a man like Salah at some point has children. So you can't give him children. So they're asking, is it going to happen? And when is it going to happen? And you're getting ticked off because you know that if he does have children, it won't be with you. And you're also afraid that if he gets a second wife, or maybe he has a first wife already, but if that woman gives him a child or children, she's going to maybe have a higher placing than you because she is giving Salah an heir.
Drive through Beeses.
Like you bring in money, which is valuable to the family, but they're all about expanding the family, and you can't help in that regard.
It's never been me. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm being true to myself somehow.
Nope, you're not.
No. Hi, Pierre. Gave you comfort. Yeah, I like doing like my old vlog. Like, I just like having more freedom and to be me. Yeah, Canada.
So you miss your freedom and you're not being true to yourself. Both of those things are true. You're not being true to yourself. You know it. Deep down, you know it. You know that Salah wants different things and you cannot provide those things. So there's your answer. It's time to go home. You can't be who you're meant to be, and he can't be who he's meant to be. You guys can't do that together. You're far too different. It's time to split up. It's time to let go.
In the fall. Pumpkin patches, yes. Yeah, you can love somebody and not be right for each other. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. It can be the most important thing for some people, but not for everyone. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll, always be. I do like control, but at the same time, I don't.
Oh, she just admitted it. I do like control, and that's why it's bothering her, because she's a control freak. And she doesn't like the idea of not having control anymore. That once she lets go, she can't control what he does, who he's with. She can't control anything, and it's driving her mad.
Like, in one sense, I find it very attractive that a male, like, there's values. Oh, thank you, Virginia. Thank you for the super sticker. The super sticker is my laugh. I think he is.
You know what's weird? She says, I am attracted to a dominant man. And yet, when she meets a man with a sort of a dominant personality, the problem is Chantal also has a dominant personality. She's not submissive. She likes to play at being submissive, but she's not really submissive. She wants to do what's called topping from below. And what that is, what to explain that term, topping from below is when you've got somebody who's dominant and you've got somebody who's submissive. And the person who's submissive is supposed to be acting as a submissive, but the entire time they are dominating the dominant. So she likes to play at being submissive and at the same time be dominant and in control. She wants to let go of the control when she wants to let go of it. And then she wants to take it back when she wants to take it back. But she doesn't really relinquish control very, very much. She's attracted to men that she perceives as being dominant, like they put out that energy. But at the same time, if that dominant tries to tell her what to do, then she's going to buck up and say, who do you think you are? Like she doesn't follow directions.
Cheers. Halloween. I want to wear costumes. Always coming home. He dropped me off at home first so I can come go live, and I wanted just to seal. And yeah, that's very true, undercover cutie. Oh God, it's just so hard to picture my life like different without him. But
She sat there and immediately broke into tears. Oh, I can't picture my life without him. Stop it.
like, to stay for those reasons, just because you're comfortable and you don't want to be uncomfortable. So weird, not good. It's 12:12.
And
And if we're thank you. Yes, I am in love with him a lot.
those fake alligator tears. I could get better tears on Timu.
Like, I'm dependent on, like, his touch, him. Not
He doesn't touch you. Stop it. You and he are not effing. You hear, but you're not intimate. He's not attracted to you. He's not turned on by you. You guys are not physical. Stop lying.
have that sucks. No, I'm not going to run back here. I have to go home. And I want to, but I'm sad a little bit about it today.
She wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wants everything, and that's the problem. She wants everything, and she's trying to convince herself, I can have it all. I don't have to let go of anything. I can be here in Syria and be with Salah and have his company every once in a while. And at the same time, I can go home to Canada and bees and eat all the fast food and do all the wheelchairs for a while and then come back to Syria. She honestly thinks she can have it all. Chantal, you can't have everything. You can't hold on to everything. You got to let some stuff go.
I just think he's so handsome. No more YouTube and no more income. Yeah, I'd have to not do it YouTube as much. I didn't want to stay home because I hated everything about it. The situation. I just wanted to, like, I was stressed from, the apartment situation. I just wanted to run back to him for him to take care of me.
So basically, you were stressed out in Canada because Salah was not there to be your gopher boy. Go for drinks, go for soda, go for ice cream, go get your food. Is that the problem? I'm sure there are people in Canada you could hire to go get you things, that would go get your groceries and stuff for you. You don't necessarily need Salah if that was his role around you. If you need an assistant, there's plenty of people that are looking for work.
So I don't know, misinformation, bit of both. New beginnings. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, Katie. What if I'm stressed and I will. I have to remember this. Whenever, yeah, true, they come into your life for many reasons. Whenever I'm stressed and I'm so lonely and I'm sad, I have to just remember that this will pass. That's why I don't really want to live completely alone. Tried in the Middle East. Yeah.
I just want to point this out real quick, and I said this in my live react the other day. So Chantal, for a long time, was in Canada, and she was doing what she wanted. Her channel was doing well. She was making a lot of money, and she was doing precisely as she pleased. Nobody bossed Chantal around. I mean, nobody. No one. She could go where she wanted in the Kia. She could spend money on whatever she wanted. She could eat whatever food she wanted, and yet she wasn't happy. She went to Cuba. She had herself a little vacation. She raged the entire time when she didn't have to, and she was unhappy. She went to Thailand, could do whatever she wanted there. She was miserable. She went to Kuwait, miserable there too. And now she's in Syria, miserable. So she's not happy. If she's someone that she's doing well on her channel, she's making a lot of money, there's no happiness there. She was miserable. And yet, having a channel where the views aren't so good and the money's not so good, that's not making her happy either. She had a good man in her life with BB, who was very, very decent, hardworking. She wasn't satisfied with that. Then she's got Nader, who was a scumbag, wasn't happy with him either. Not happy with Salah, not happy with Pete's. What exactly will make Chantal Marie happy? I think she needs to find out, because too much money won't make her happy. Not enough money won't make her happy. Decent men in her life who care about her, not making her happy. Scumbags don't make her happy either. Where exactly is the happy place for this woman?
Yeah. Every breakup is sad, yeah.
Everybody in the chat is saying, go live with Pete's. All of you people suggesting for her to go live with Pete, take your right hand and your left hand and smack yourself. Please do. Those of you suggesting that idea, he's just as bad as she is. They have the same issue in reverse. She's got daddy issues. He's got mommy issues. They each want someone to take care of them so that they can be free to be irresponsible. They are way too codependent on each other. And then you put those two in the same house and they reinforce both of their bad traits. Being around each other brings out the bad traits and amplifies them. He is not a healthy influence on her. She's not a healthy influence on him. All their bad traits get turned up to 11. So don't suggest Pete's. Bad idea.
To Villa 2.0. No, won't control me from afar. But it's not like I plan on going and getting in anything, like, at all. You know? Oh, Chris. There's hundreds blocked. Full and bitter. One's name was Michelle Pig, Pigg, and she looked like Tree Lady 5.0. She was like, this was her profile picture.
You know, my pause game is on point today. Chat, look. Sometimes you just get it right. Sometimes you get the happy accident. That's a happy accident. That was meant to be. That's karma. Look at her over there making fun of other people's looks with that kind of pause going on. Are you serious? Are you her looking like that and making fun of other people's looks is crazy work. That is absolute crazy work. To look the way that she does and talk about other people's looks. And I'm going to be a mean bitch here for a second because I'm just speaking my mind, y'all. I'm just speaking my mind. Chantal, I'm 54 years old. You're 41. I'm about to be 42 in March. You look like you're in your 60s, dear. You look much older than your age. And my apologies to anybody in my audience that you are sexy 60. I am not talking about you. I am not talking about all of you banging, sexy silver foxes. Because I acknowledge and I tip my hat to those of you that, like you're middle-aged or you're a senior citizen and you're still kicking it. You are still banging. This does not apply to you. This applies only to her. She looks much older than her age. And that's a doggone shame. Because I've seen 40-year-old women that were banging. In fact, y'all want to know who I admire a lot? And this woman is my idol, Sophia Loren. She's someone that she's done movies. Sophia Loren. Look her up. Why do I admire her? Because she was gorgeous when she was young. But as she got older, her beautiful just intensified. She aged beautifully. She didn't jack herself up with Botox and fillers. She aged naturally and she was amazing. Like she embraced her age. She adjusted her clothing and her makeup to accentuate her age, not be ashamed of it. That's why I admire her. Chantal, you a mess. Look at his face. Look at it. Look at this. Crazy work calling people out for their looks.
So
Should that be my thumbnail? Where's my thumbnail? I have to. Look, she's asking for it. She is. She's asking me to do it. So I'm here to grant her request. There we go. There we go. There's my thumbnail. Keep going, Foodie.
Belov's messaging me. Yeah, I'm sure in your effing dreams when you astral project at night, you friggin' psycho. Sending $1 to just leave hate.
What do you care? You're over there begging for money. And since when have you ever cared if the money was sent in hate or love? You used to make a lot of money back in the day with hate super chat, Chantal. As a matter of fact, you turned that into an art form. How much money did you make in hate super chats back in Crackhead Olympics? Hundreds a night. Now all of a sudden you got a problem with somebody sending $1 and sending a hateful message. Please have a seat. Please. You're about to pass out. Have a seat.
Get a life. I'm tired of these effing psychos. Sorry. Anyway. That's what she looked like. I tried to take a screenshot, but it wouldn't let me. Take the dollar and leave it up. I should. Like, that was her name, and she was calling me a pig.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Boo boo. I don't have the internet for this, unfortunately.
Oh, she turned the camera off. I don't get any more screenshots.
Aww. So I got some donations from on PayPal, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just set up a fundraiser again, or maybe I'll just yeah, I don't know what I'll do. Just take what I have and save the rest. I'm not flying back without a place to go.
Hey, Beezers. Beezers, listen to me. Chantal gets her YouTube paycheck on the 22nd. She's Canadian. For those of us in the States, we get our paycheck on the 21st. Let me see what the 21st is on the calendar. Hold on. Okay. So the 21st is on a Sunday. So she won't get her check until Monday or Tuesday. That's less than a week from now. Okay. In the past, she's always used her YouTube money to go on trips and all that. She's already got her plane ticket. All right. And she's got, let's see, today's the 15th. She's got quite a bit of time before, like to save money. She can go do Foodie content. She's already got a plane ticket. She got $800 off of PayPal, probably more than that for people sending her private donations. She's going to have her YouTube check. She's got enough to go home, trust me. And she's also probably got her emergency fund. So she's good. She's good. She's good to go if she wants to go home.
So I can't stay with my family. My family will not give me money. I don't want to ask my family for money.
You shouldn't be asking your family for money. You should be embarrassed to be asking your family for money. 41 years old and sticking your hand out to your mom. Mom, can I have an allowance? Get out of here.
Since they won't anyways.
You know what that tells me? It tells me that she's already tried. that she's already made those phone calls to mom and dad, and they told her to sit and spin. They told her in a phone call, the bank of mom and dad is officially closed. Don't even think of doing a withdrawal. And other family members have probably shut her down as well.
But yeah, I know people are like, oh, well, you can't be transparent whenever you, those people are not even donating, one, but two, you can still be transparent with just normal PayPal donations. You just show how much you got. That's it. You know? Oh, I can't couch surf. No way. Oh, sorry, Jews. Sorry, Jews. Sorry, baby. Why do you sit right in mama's way?
Caribou says, can you get a van to live in temporarily like a sleeper? Can you? No, she can't. Foodie is not suited for van life. And that's it, it's a different breed of person that could do van life. You got to be tough. You got to be self-sufficient, independent. She's not that. Wouldn't work.
Why do you?
Although I confess, I would pay big money that if she did the van life thing, that if she did like camper life, I would pay good money to see her change out the black water tank. Empty it out. That would be hilarious to me. And for those who don't know what that is, that's a sewage tank. You got to know what you're doing, or you're going to make a mess.
You do what you do, what you do. The Dee wig. I miss costumes. I miss just going on Amazon, getting a bunch of costumes.
So, for those of you in the chat watching Foodie right now, she's giving you guys clues about if she got the 10 grand, where that money would go. It's not going to all go for furnishings of a house and first and last month's rent and security deposit. She might be telling you guys that to get the most money out of you. But if Foodie ever went back to Canada, she would find the cheapest place to live. She would rent a motel room before she got an apartment. She might get an extended stay. She would be a cheap person just so she could keep the majority of the money in her pocket and make it last a little longer. But she won't be getting a permanent place to stay. Believe it.
I like entertaining people. I always felt like that's what I want to do. You know? Naraman is probably Michelle Pig, the friggin' Tree Lady 5.0.
Man, Foodie, you want to go home so bad and just wallow in the mud, don't you? Your inner true self wants to come out. Listen to it. It's saying, let me out. I want to go home. I want to do the wheelchairs. I want to eat the fast food. I want to go to the Chinese buffet. I want to wear the wigs. I want to act crazy. I want to flash people on camera. Let's go. That's your real self in there saying, it's been 3 years, madam. Let me out. Let me out and let me do my thing. If you let me out and let me do my thing, you'll have plenty of money in no time. You put me in a cage and that's why you're broke now.
We'll pay for a wig. Pete didn't get that much for his. I don't want to take his, ask for to borrow inheritance.
There's nothing to take. It's been several months. He's been living off that money. He doesn't have a job. He ain't got nothing to give you. Sorry.
Is doxing the only reason? It's a pretty big reason. Like, anytime I stay there temporarily, I can't do content. Like, I don't want to do content or let anyone know I'm in Canada. So, if I stay there, I'd have to be offline for a while, which might be a good thing.
And that's something you can't do. Chantal, you wouldn't have to worry about people finding out where you were if you were just more careful. Be mindful of your surroundings and what's behind you and what you're showing. You wouldn't have nothing to worry about. Even if people found out that you were in Canada, it doesn't mean they know exactly where you are in Canada, but you're sloppy and you show too much and you say too much. And that's how people figure it out because you're dumb.
I don't know. He hardly got 10K. Yeah, and he doesn't have he quit his job, so he's had to probably live off that, you know. Um he might gain some weight probably. Thanks, Vampiro. Hopefully he gets a job. Yeah. Pot pie. No.
Best believe that if Pete's had money right now, if he had a job and he had money, he'd be the first person that she would make a phone call to, doing the baby voice too. But since Pete's is on hard times, he's not an option because he's lacking in resources. I'm sure Pete's would love to move in with Foodie again, but there would be no benefit to her. He would just be an extra drain on the money she's got in her pocket. So she's not thinking of Pete's right now.
Oh, people didn't pay for the pizzas they sent. They think it's funny as an adult to. Oh, that's different. Yeah. Well, tell me because I didn't get the Lockmas till the next day. You know. Oh, it's Michelle. She's mad. She's sending her dollar again with hate comments. Thanks, Iona. They need to stop taking cash on delivery, Issa P. That's right. That's right. Hey, Pajami. Oh, Naraman. Naraman, go on Muzz, what's it called? Muzz match and go take a cold shower. Yalla.
Okay, you know what? We're done here. We got like 8 minutes left. I'll just stop it here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. What do you think about all this stuff? She was so happy and cheerful and chirping when she was taking money from people, but now she's having second thoughts. I don't want to go. You think she's going to go? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching this react, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.